if we don't come out of this with a fucking realization that we need to keep everything stateside, you know, and invest a little bit more in our workers and shit, it's like we're gonna like fucking we're gonna get conquered without even fucking needing to, you know, shoot a gun.
That's why some of channels on YouTube and stuff, they're like we think about like World War One, World War Two, like in the trenches and like bombs and shit. Like World War Three is like basically like information wars. Like they're pretty much gonna like cyber attack everything. Yeah, like that. Yeah. That's how like World War Three would be.
Well,
would be
fucking
more
Russia's been doing that. They hacked the fucking pipeline. Yeah, they've been and they've also been hacking like local, smaller like utility places. What happened to where they can shut that shit down like for ransomware and stuff like that.
Yeah, that actually makes me think about like what was going on with Ercot, right? If you had like a smart thermostat, they were like going into people's thermostats and shit.
That's something we need to talk about. We need to talk about some Ercot shit, being some local Texas boys.
Yeah,
man, let me tell you some shit. I've lived in Texas for, and both of you have we lived in Texas our whole fucking life. Yeah, I didn't even know Ercot was a thing until fucking February.
We moved back from Nebraska. You know, we've been over there on the it was called MUD, the Municipal Utilities District or whatever. That's what they call it over there. And so we just had that shit. When we move over here, we get electricity and get everything set up. Next thing you know, we get this huge ass bill, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, we weren't paying this much over there in Nebraska. We start looking into it, and we start seeing these like fucking charges from Ercot and all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. And we hit them up, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like this, you know. And they explained it to us, and we're like, nah, motherfuckers, like that's not
like
what.
Some like bullshit like service fee.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Amount to or account for anything.
Yeah.
So that sucks, and like it's bullshit. It's shady, but like also like what was equally as shady is what I heard, and you can fact check me because I could be wrong.
I know everything about
but
it.
What I was
you don't want to get me started.
My understanding was that if you had like a smart thermostat, Ercot was going in and at night raising your fucking
that shit up.
Shit.
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you, I could talk all day and I could go off, but I won't make it a 30-minute segment at Ercot.
Get your point across in 30 seconds or less. Let's do it.
These motherfuckers, let me tell you.
All right, that's enough. Anyways.
You know, as I am a proud Texan, but this whole Texas pride shit is some bullshit. Sorry. We're the only fucking state that's not on the national grid. There's the eastern side of the national grid, western side, and we're on our own, which is cool. Mm-hmm. But we want to talk about fucking seceding from the country. We can't even regulate our own fucking electricity.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, but you need to take care of that shit. A couple years ago, 2017, they gave Ercot a shit ton of money to winterize all their shit. And guess what they did? Nothing. And that's why that shit happened in February. And everybody's fucking shit broke down.
So this is what I can say about like, because they were talking about rolling blackouts again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's already been happening. It happened to my sister.
Oh shit!
During the night.
So when the snowpocalypse happened in February and I had like no power for like several days, I was like, this fucking sucks. I'm worried about like my animals dying. Like we have no fucking like we had no power, so we had no heat, we had nothing, and you know, I was worried. I was like, oh shit, like this could be it. Like I'm sitting in I was a little scared. Yeah,
you're scared.
I got an old woman that lives in Garland.
Your mother?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like there were like the homeless people were dying because like we've never experienced cold like that here in Texas. Like it got down into like negatives, didn't it?
It was 0 for a couple days. Like the actual temperature was 0. Yeah. And then the wind chill was like negative something for like 3 days.
Like for Texas especially, that shit was crazy. I was like, okay. I was like, that sucked. Yeah, I could put on clothes. I put on all my ski gear and shit. Right. Like I wasn't worried about myself. But with a heat wave, that shit's completely different. Yeah. There's only so much that you can take off, and like it's like.
See, that's why your boy goes out running in the sun, bro. I go out there, I take my shirt off, I go running, I get adapted to the sun.
Yeah, but you get a breeze at that point, right?
Shit, start running, like, motherfucker.
You can go fucking jump in a pond, bro. Yeah. So like if you're sitting inside your house and it's like fucking 108 degrees outside because it's Texas.
Yeah.
I can't sleep unless it's like on 68.
Yeah, I have to sleep with it fucking cold. Like there's no way that I.
They were saying like put your thermostat up to like 82 when you're sleeping, like suck my ass, bitch. Like I'd have questions about you if you can sleep with it being 82 in the fucking house.
Alright, bro. You know what? I sleep through anything, bro. Like fucking no joke, bro. Whenever I was working construction, bro, we'd be working, we'd take breaks, bro. I'd fall asleep. I would just like I could fall asleep.
Well, something like that, yeah. But like if you're trying to like
no, like outside,
sleep, comfy, like.
But again, you get a breeze, right? Like your fan ain't gonna do shit like necessarily like when you're like in a room that's like stifling.
I don't know, bro. I don't let nothing come between me and my sleep, bro.
Your wife and kids are gonna be like, Peter, you're sweating, stop.
Nah, I don't have wife and kids when I'm sleeping. yeah, that's when I'm like, man, I could pass out in anything, bro. I could fall asleep and whatever. I fall asleep sweating. That's cool.
When you're sweat underneath my knees. That's probably because I'm fat too, though.
Bro.
But it irritates me. I'm like trying to sleep at night. I'm like, I get sweaty.
Bro, you know what you need? You need
always
accountability. Your mindset needs to change, and you need to be persistent with that shit, bro.
If I don't have cool air, then my whole amp theory goes out the fucking window. So all I know is Ercot better get this shit figured out. Because if they start doing legit rolling blackouts, because think about this, it's only June.
Yeah.
And they're talking about our shit's a little over capacity. Like, you better get this shit figured out like next week.
But here's the thing, I'll never be okay with like being on the national grid, bro. Like, can it be better? Of course, right? We could say get better. With the way shit's going, bro, imagine if all they had to do was hack into one system for all electricity to go out, bro.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I'll take some rolling blackouts and just fucking bitch in them until they get better than to fucking put yourself in like on one system, bro. That's the thing, is that like when you have one system, one target, you make things a lot easier, bro. And what's crazy to me is like how much people aren't paying attention. Like, and it's crazy because it's like the more you are paying attention, the more you sound like that crazy dude, right? Like it's like you're trying to warn people. It's like, hey guys, I think something weird's going on.
You're the dude out there with the sign that says the end is near.
Yeah. You know, some people like I especially believe like here in America, like our life is so sweet, like it's so, and it's hard to say, right? Because I think we live in a climate where people want to talk like it's really hard right now.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that a lot of us as Americans don't have a concept of what's going on outside of America.
Right.
Like, you know, I hear Joe Rogan said all the time, he's like, what is hard to you, like the hardest thing you've been through is the hardest thing you've been through. Nobody can tell you that that's not hard, because to you and your perspective, you're like, wait, I can't imagine anything harder, you know?
But that speaks to like how we were talking, like how we live in like softer times.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what was it, like 50, 60 years ago? Like AC wasn't really like much of a thing.
They didn't even have it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a big thing till like the 60s.
Yeah.
Like to where it was like commercially put into homes.
Yeah. Like you just dealt with that shit. Like,
Yeah.
You had ceiling fans and all that.
You had a furnace, that was it.
Yeah.
You didn't have no AC.
Yeah, like we've gotten soft.
Yeah.
Like we bitch about our AC, we bitch about our heat.
Yeah.
Like especially
about
in Texas
everything.
when it comes to the cold.
The world is far too soft.
Yeah.
It irritates me because look, I'm soft at times. I'll admit I'm a bitch at times. But
At times.
also I'm not gonna sit there and complain when I have everything, all the information that I could want at my fingertips. I'm privileged, but I'm privileged in a way to where like I've worked my ass off to have what I have.
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting here making excuses yet. Are some days really fucking hard? Yeah. Are some days easy? Yes.
Yeah.
But to have that victim mentality of like, oh, everything's out to get me, or everyone's out to get me, or like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. There's far too fucking much of that now.
Yeah.
I will say, like, if those rolling blackouts do happen, Spectrum is gonna have a field day because they're gonna be like, oh, it's not my fault. Finally, it's not my fault.
If they were rolling blackouts again, my dad said, "Yeah, gonna be good for somebody." You ain't gonna do shit. Sit the fuck down.
I love like old like people who like make like idle threats. Like,
They can't do this to us. Like, yeah, I kind of can.